Well, the summer travel season is already underway, and that means hitting the road to new and exciting destinations. Here to talk with me a bit about how you can be prepared when heading across the border is Rosanna Berardi of Berardi Immigration Law. Rosanna, thanks so much for stopping by.
Great to be here today.
Well, thanks so much for coming in. Well, let's just start off by talking about your background.
So I'm an immigration lawyer. I spent 5 years at the border, partially as an inspector and as a trial attorney. And today I manage Berardi Immigration Law. We're a business immigration firm, and we help people get work permits, green cards, and citizenship.
Okay. Now, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room first, because obviously it's been hazy outside and there are major wildfires happening in Canada. So are there any concerns about crossing the border right now?
Not at this time. There hasn't been any restrictions or any changes. Obviously, this is on a minute by minute basis, but I just heard that there's going to be a cold front moving through, and hopefully some of that will go away.
Oh, okay. So we got to talk to Mike Syka about that. So
Talk
that
to
will
him.
help.
Yes.
Okay, good news there. And let's talk about some of the required documents that you're going to need when you're crossing the border.
So because COVID threw a monkey in the wrench and closed the borders for a while, people may not have crossed in a while. So just to take it back for Border Crossing 101, make sure you look at your documents. You either need a passport or you need a Nexus card or an enhanced driver's license. Take a look at those. Look at the expiration date, because a lot of people haven't traveled, haven't gone up to Swiss Chalet or Toronto for a Blue Jays game. Those documents have to be valid. Make sure that you have them. Make sure that everybody in your vehicle has them. So before you hit the road, make sure you turn around and say, hey, does everybody have their passport or their Nexus card or enhanced license? That will really help the officers on both sides of the border, allow you to enter with a lot less drama.
And I heard a rumor that, is there a certain time, like if your passport, let's just say, isn't expired, but it's soon to expire, like within the next 3 to 6 months, is that a red flag? Do you need to get it changed ahead of time, or are you good to go up until the day it expires?
So that is what we call the 6-month club, which is like this weird rule that came up in the immigration world. But basically, if you're traveling outside of the United States internationally, your passport needs to be good 6 months beyond the date that you're traveling. This does not apply to US-Canada travel, okay?
Okay.
But if for example, I'm going to London for the Bills game in October. My passport is expiring in February. That's not 6 months past October, so I had to get it renewed.
Got it.
If we're going to talk about passports, the Passport Agency, Department of State, is slammed. If your passport's expiring in the next 6 months, 9 months, do it now.
Okay.
It's very, very critical, and there's the world's reopening, lots of fun travel opportunities. You don't want to be the person that can't go because of a passport expiration, so get that in as soon as you can.
Now, you talked about Nexus a little bit ago. Can you explain what that is exactly?
So Nexus is the greatest $50 you'll ever spend. That's what I tell all of my clients. Nexus will allow you to cross the border. It is a pre-approved document that the government, U.S. and Canadian government, will interview you, make sure there's no criminality, no border crossing issues in the past, but you can get in a separate line. You'll see that at the Peace Bridge. So
this is like the TSA pre-check of crossing the border?
It is.
There you go.
Exactly that.
And also, that's worth it.
At the airports, if you've ever been to Pearson International Airport in Toronto, the line for inspection can be 3 miles long. They have separate Nexus lines. So yes, you have to fill out an application. You have to go for an interview. Yes, it's $50. It's good for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And it is amazing. I recommend that everyone gets one. Men, women, children, everyone involved. It is a great investment, especially that we live here right at the border. It'll make, July is beach time. That border gets really busy. You can go in a separate Nexus lane. But just know, everybody in your vehicle must have it, and you must declare everything. It is a trusted traveler program, so you really have to be airtight and super careful with what you're doing.
On your P's and Q's with that one.
Yes.
Now, what are the current COVID policies when going across the border?
So there are none. Hooray!
Yay!
Yay! We're finally here. Unrestricted travel on both sides of the border. And I could do a cartwheel every time I say that. So Canada's open, US is open, and we don't have to think about that any longer.
Absolutely. Now, I'm actually going to Canada today, actually. So viewers, you'll be seeing my trip there soon. I'll be doing a location shoot. So what are some tips for a faster, smoother experience while going across the border?
So as a former immigration inspector, I can tell you what I liked. Okay. And I can tell you after, representing people for 25 years, you've got to show up to that border with your document in hand. Don't pull up and then start fumbling in your purse or looking for it. If you're wearing sunglasses, take your sunglasses off. The officer wants to see your eyes. They want to see your document. know where you're going. Know exactly where you're going. Oh, I'm going out to dinner. Well, where are you going? Are you going to Swiss Chalet? Are you going to Ming Tay? And also know what's in your vehicle. Make sure you don't have anything that, guns, a lot of tobacco, a lot of alcohol, $20,000. Just make sure you know what's in that car so that your job is when you pull up to the officer, you make that inspection so easy that they're going to say, Chelsea, have a great day.
Okay. That's what you want. Make it easy, make your life simple, and you're a big proponent of the Nexus card. So
Nexus
we are
all
advising
day long.
Nexus all day long. We're advising that. Thank you so much for coming
My
in.
pleasure. Have a
and
great
talking
trip.
with us. Viewers, if you'd like to find more, you can do so by heading over to her website at BerardiImmigrationLaw.com. Thanks.